Welcome to the Beautiful Healing Truth channel. My name is Matt. In today's video, I want to show everybody how I break my fast first thing in the morning. And today, well, my morning is actually going to be 2:45 is when I'm filming this video. And that is going to be about 14 to 16 hours after I've eaten my last meal last night. So I want to give my body a rest every single night for that time frame for a couple of reasons. One, our body needs to fully rest, and rest, and I mean not only are we sleeping for hopefully 8 hours, hitting that 8 hour mark every night, but beyond that, we don't want our body to be continuously breaking down and digesting food all the time. So as a society, we've always been taught to wake up, eat breakfast, have a snack to carry us to lunch, and then after lunch have a snack to carry us to dinner, and then after dinner have a dessert or another nightcap. So we're eating 5 and 6 times a day. Our body is taking that energy and breaking down all that food, using our body's stores of enzymes that we're supposed to hold on to for immune system support and to help us detoxify in other ways. Well, now when we eat all those times throughout the day, our body's energy is going to breaking down all those foods that weren't even meant for human consumption. So when I say weren't meant for human consumption, anytime we heat up our food, cook it, or alter it, that is changing the DNA structure of our food. Now our body doesn't even recognize that food anymore, and it goes on survival mode. It robs all of our organs of its enzymes. It robs our adrenal glands of its adrenal fluids to help go ahead and neutralize and break down that food and assist our body because it's seen it as a foreign object, and it needs to break it down, get it out of our body as quickly as possible. So when we cook our food, we're not only killing all the enzymes out of it that naturally will break down that food instead of having our body have to do it. We're removing the life force energy, the biophotons, out of all of our food. So if we are altering fruits or vegetables in any way, no longer does it have life force. Grains, dairy, eggs, all that kind of stuff that require heat or altering in any way, now that food is utterly useless to our body. Yes, it can keep us alive because it has calories, and there are nutrients, minerals, and vitamins in that, but at what cost? We're going to the middleman to get the vitamins and minerals and nutrients by the way of another animal, rather than going to the source to where we could pick some fruit and eat a salad, and we're getting all of those vitamins, minerals, proteins, carbohydrates, everything directly from the source. So that's why I like to give my body that much of a rest, because even with the living fruits and vegetables, I only like to eat 2 to 3 times a day. And depending on your philosophy or who you talk to, even 3 times a day is a lot. There's a lot of people who intermittent fast and only eat once a day. And when I talk about intermittent fasting, I'm talking about in a window of 4 to 6 hours of eating one meal a day. So anytime you eat, you can eat multiple times within that window, and that way your body is not using all that energy all day long. It's only in that small window of time throughout the day. You're still essentially giving your body 18 to 20 hours of rest. So that's an optimal way that you can look at it, and you can start to practice that if that's what calls to you. I don't like to go that. I don't go that far. Not that it's going far. I just don't practice that. I don't eat the one meal a day. I essentially will eat probably, I would say definitely 3 times a day, because my first meal, like I say, that will be this orange juice and grapefruit. It will be at 2:45. I will wait a couple of hours in between my next meal, which will probably be another orange juice, grapefruit, or potentially some bananas and dates. and then my third meal would be a large salad at night. So um, if you're looking at it from the outside, looking in on something you've never really eaten this way, you kind of think that that's a really extreme thing. And it's like, hey man, that's pretty darn good. Like, why would you even need to get any better than that? Well, there's always good, better, and best. And the best is always, the least amount of digestion that we have to do throughout the day is the best for our body to detoxify all of our organs, our tissues, our cells, everything. That's always the best. Now, when you do your best, no matter what diet you're doing, and no matter how many times a day you're eating, that is going to be more powerful when you are putting your intention towards it. Now, there's somebody out there that could be eating 5-6 times a day that is living so carefree and that's so grateful for what they're eating, and they are stress free while they're eating it. Those people are going to be far better off than a fruitarian or a high living raw foodist like myself that would stress over every little calorie or every little piece of food that they're putting in their body. Oh, at what time? Oh, is this in the window of the 4 to 6 hours? Oh my gosh, that's 3 times I ate today, or 4 times. You're putting that kind of stress on yourself. It's super important when you're eating your meals to be as relaxed as possible, not to rush through them, not to overanalyze and be a hard critic on yourself for what you're eating. If it's not, exactly like you'd like to be eating, it's not maybe the cleanest or something like that. That right there defeats the whole purpose. You might as well just go and eat, a pizza or a burger or something and be joyful about it and be relaxed and grateful. You're going to be far better doing that than you would to overanalyze and stress and worry yourself to death about all the being too perfect with a diet like this. That is not the point. My point here is to show you how you could lead a healthier life with a high amount of hydration, lots of vitamins and minerals, nutrients in a living form, with the biophotons still intact, the life force energy that gives our bodies and our cells and all of our tissues actual life, rather than altering your food, cooking it at high heats, killing off anything of value, and then dehydrating all that food and then putting it in your body and just having it just kind of, it's like trying to drive down the 405 or I-5 at rush hour traffic. You are just going to bottleneck and you are going to come to a complete halt. That's what cooked food does in our system. And you keep compounding and you putting in more meals after meal after meal of dehydrated dead food with no enzymes. You're going to be left with a chalked up, just bogged down cesspool of just putrefaction. And now you're going to have to draw your body's stores of water or hydration from the tissues and organs and everything else, and try to hydrate what you have in your GI tract now, just to force it through. And what does that do? Well, it leaves us dehydrated. It leaves our skin very dry. It leaves, our skin tends to age when we're dehydrated. You look older when you're not that age, but you are, chronically dehydrated. So the point that I'm trying to get across here is do your very best. Start out every day. If you are transitioning onto a diet like this, or if you are on this diet and you want to get better and better, you start out every day with a 32-ounce water meal. And that's anything spring water or filtered water, reverse osmosis, deionized. Here's a 32-ounce jar. So just something like this, first thing in the morning, you squeeze half a lemon to a lemon in it, and you add a little bit of cayenne, and that's going to start detoxifying your body instantly the minute it hits your stomach. Because overnight, when we are sleeping and resting, our body is detoxifying, and all that sloughage goes into your stomach, and it creates a thin little layer, a coating on your stomach lining. So first thing in the morning, when you have this water meal with lime or lemon and the cayenne, the cayenne and the lemon together is a great detoxifying agent to where it will break down any of that sludge or the small mucous membranes on your stomach lining, and it will slough it off and get rid of it. So excellent to start the day off first thing in the morning with some hydration, and it's also structured hydration. So followed up by, come all the way around 2:45. This will be my first actual calorie meal. As the water meal is very little calories. You have maybe 30 to 60 calories with the lemon. And then you keep the hydration train rolling with high rich vitamin C fruits like Valencia oranges and grapefruit. They're both high in vitamin C. They're full of antioxidants that support and boost the immune system. So, I mean, you do this day in and day out, even if it's one juice a day and you eat the rest of your day, hopefully whole plant-based diet, even if it's cooked, you start to incorporate one meal at a time, week after week, and then you start adding another juice. Now you're replacing your breakfast and your lunch with juices or a juice and a smoothie. And then, and then you have your cooked meal. And then over a month or even the course of 2 months, now you go with a juice, a smoothie, and a salad. Or you go a juice, or a juice smoothie, or anything to get as much living foods in your body as possible. More hydration. I guarantee if you start to hydrate yourself at the deep intercellular level with the simple sugars that our body runs off of, you are going to see changes beyond your belief. First of all, you're going to wake up one morning and you're going to go to put on your pants or tighten your belt, and you're going to be like, wait a second, I thought I had, this notch, and now it's going to be the next notch that you're going to have to cinch it. And you're going to start finding your shirts fit, or they're looser now, and things aren't fitting quite as right anymore. And that's a good thing. It's a really good thing. You'll start noticing, hey, I can actually open and close my hands without them feeling tight, like you're puffy full of sodium. Your face start thinning out. You start shedding that excess body fat. Even greater in, after doing it for 10 years like this, that's all great. Trust me, I like looking in the mirror and being slim and fit and, able to like really bend and move and just, especially at this stage in my life, 45, I used to lift a lot of weights and everything. And I used to, have a lot more muscle mass on me, but I used to be very tight and I couldn't, I couldn't really move. I couldn't get my arms back or stretch or anything. Now it's just like I have freedom of movement everywhere, and it's just like wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. It's funny the different stages you go through in your life and the things that you think are really important. But having said that, don't get me wrong, I like carrying lean muscle mass on my body. Right now I'm not in that building phase. I just went through a summertime full of cleansing and water fasting and all that kind of stuff, to where I was breaking my body down, getting rid of all that dead cell debris, any of that excess body fat and internal waste matter. And now as the new year comes around, it just happens to, coincide with the new year, coming here in a few weeks, that it will start to be the rebuilding phase, and where I will like to add on some good muscle. And it's good. It's good to feel good. It's good to move your body every single day, regardless of what you like. And I mean, there's so many things you could do. You can hike, you can walk, you can, do calisthenics, you can lift weights. I have a lot of friends who are bodybuilders and doing all that kind of stuff, which is great, man. I mean, if that's what you're into, go do it. Do anything to move your body. You cannot go wrong when you're moving your body. The very worst thing that we could do is to lead a sedentary life, even if you're eating healthy foods. I would much rather, eat not an optimal diet and be out there moving your body, because with movement, you produce life. When you stop moving and you stay sedentary and stagnant, that's when you start declining and things start breaking down. So, but having said all that, to pair it with the best possible way to have an active life full of movement, like I'm talking about, you cannot go wrong with tons and tons of hydration from raw living fruits and vegetables. And I can't say enough about it. There's so much variety. It's almost endless with all the amounts of fruits and vegetables that you can eat. And you might ask yourself, well, you're eating oranges every single day. That's not very much variety. Yeah, it's oranges. It's the consistency as well. And it moves through with the season. So I eat a lot of oranges, a lot of grapefruits, a lot of limes, a lot of bananas. I have dates. When apples are in right now, and I love making a lot of really rich apple juice with greens. I do a lot of different green juices, a lot of different herb juices with the apples. So we'll do like apples and beets, carrots, ginger, parsley, cilantro. We can do those kind of mixes. I mean, it's the varieties are endless. And then you get into your salads, and then it's like lights out. It's like, going to a kid in a candy store. You have, your romaine, you have your kale, you have your butterleaf lettuce, you have dandelion, you have arugula. That's just for the base. You have all that. Those are the greens. And then you can pair it in with some cilantro, some parsley, and then you go into like all the really nice fruits like the red bell peppers. You have the jalapenos, then you have your onions, you have your tomatoes, cucumber. I mean, talk about variety. When people talk to me about like, well, what do you eat, on a plant-based diet? Do you just eat grass, or how? There's just not that much variety. Let me tell you that there is 10 times the variety on a plant-based diet than there is with eating the standard American diet. Because what do you eat on a standard American diet? You're eating bread, grains, meat, dairy, eggs, and cheese. There's 6 things. There's your basics. So, and then you just, you create recipes and different concoctions and all of this with the same 6 things over and over and over and over. In the plant kingdom, I mean, you have hundreds, you have thousands of different fruits and vegetables that you can have. You just have to be creative, and you have to try things out, and you have to give this lifestyle an open mind. But I guarantee you, if you have an open mind and you approach this lifestyle with that in mind, you are going to unlock doors and go down pathways that you had never thought possible. You're going to have so much energy, vibrancy, mental clarity. Like I said, you're going to shed weight. That's the easiest part. You're going to shed body fat weight, and you're going to shed internal weight, which is probably even more important than the outer appearance. And I know the outer appearance is pretty much everything to today's society, but as I get older and I have this experience, I would much rather, if I could talk to my 18-year-old self, I would much rather have told myself, hey, look, start looking inward, literally, both physically and literally, look inward, cleanse yourself, cleanse your pipeways, all your tissues, all your vessels, take in all that hydration, eat living foods. Do not alter your food. Consume the food that God created and intended for us in its natural state, and you will never see dis-ease. You just will not. You cannot have that by eating our God-given food, supported by Mother Nature. I mean, everything. God has provided us with everything so beautifully, and the support from Mother Nature that actually, cultivates it and, provides this for us. It's on another level. So, anyways, I will probably stop the rambling right there, and I'll get into today's juice. I'm going to show you up close. These are beautiful oranges and magnificent grapefruit. So the Ruby Red Rio, I'm going to get it up to the camera. The Ruby Red Rio is a deep red grapefruit. It's fantastic. Flavor is off the charts. And then these are smaller Valencia, but I tell you what, these are so juicy. It's like, I'm surprised it's not dripping in front of the camera. They're so heavy. These oranges are full of hydration. So you cannot go wrong. And so I'm going to start in, and I'm going to start, I do about a grapefruit, 1 grapefruit to about 5 of these smaller Valencia, and that will get us about 32 ounces. So I'm going to juice for my family right now, but I'm only going to do the 32 ounces. I won't keep you on here too long. I just want to show you how quick that you can get up and start your day and make a 32-ounce meal of the best food on earth. So I'm gonna get to it, juice the first jar. Yeah. Let's get to it. What I wanted to point out too is I'm using a Citrus Star juicer, and this is a citrus juicer. It's a mechanical operating juicer that when you push down on the I don't know what this would technically be called, but I guess it's an auger. When you push down, it's actually spinning for you. It's all electric, and these are fantastic. I've had 2 in my life, and one of them lasted us almost 10 years. And then, I mean, we juiced over and over and over every single day, multiple times a day, and it finally gave out on us. And I don't think it actually technically died on us naturally. I think I dropped it, and then it kind of went downhill from there. But this is my second one. They were about $45. So if you're looking for a really fantastic citrus juicer, go to citrusstar.com or just Google Citrus Star, and you can have yourself one in a few days on Amazon. And yeah, workhorse. So like I said, it takes me about 5 minutes to juice about 32 ounces of orange juice, if that. And now it's going to take a little bit longer because I'm, trying to explain things on camera. But if I was doing what I naturally do, I mean, I would just rapid fire these oranges kind of like this. And I mean, it just saves so much time, and it makes it really impossible to make any excuses on, why you're not juicing right now. So we know, number one, it doesn't take a long time. It's very easy. The juicer is very easy to clean, and the end product is the sweetest, most flavorful beverage that will keep you going for hours. So I really challenge anybody out there who has never done anything like this, or maybe you have done something like this. I challenge those to either pick up the habit, or if you're already in that habit, up your game a little bit. Do another juice. Do 2 juices a day. And then instead of having that dinner, maybe have a salad or even a fruit meal at night. Try to go raw for a week. Try to go raw fully raw for a day. Then try 2, 3. Try to work your way up to a week. See what you can do. If that's not for you, you can always there's a very popular method out there. It's called Raw Till 4. And that technically means basically, your breakfast, your lunch is all raw, be it juice or smoothies or even a salad. And then your last meal of the night, have it cooked. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I say if you can aim for a 80% raw living diet, and then, and if you wanted to have 20% of your diet come from cooked, that you are, in the top 99% of the world as far as health is going to be, as far as health will go. So, yeah, incorporate any raw foods, juices as much as you can. You will not go wrong. So I'm going to show you real quick. Yeah, that was me rambling, not really paying attention, but there we go. So 32 ounces of Valencia orange juice and grapefruit juice in the matter of a few minutes. So anyways, so I think I'm going to end the video there. But if you are feeling called, if anybody out there wants to lose some weight, some excess body fat, some internal weight, if you want to, just get rid of all those aches and pains, you wake up in the morning, it takes you a little bit to get going in the morning. If you want to clear all your joints out of all that acidic waste that's giving you the pain, if you want to get rid of migraines, if you want to feel better, your clothes to fit better, if you want to just look slimmer, give me a call. My number is 208-973-6588, or go to thebeautifulhealingtruth@gmail.com. Send me a message, and let's jump on a free 15-minute phone call one-on-one, and we can see where you're at in your daily life right now. your diet habits, and see what we can do to work with you to help you level up and get yourself back on track and get you into that body that you feel really proud of, that you will feel more vibrant and healthy with. And we can get you on a customized protocol that can get you down that path of true, vibrant, and radiant health. So until next time, if you liked everything that you saw in this video, please feel free to give it a like. If you aren't subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and we will see you on the next one.